Hey guys, Axe here for Gamers Armory. I was just jumping in today to show you the completed Drawbridge setup that I did a proof of concept for last week. I've just built it on our SMP server to make sure that all the wiring was definitely working the same as the proof of concept that I did in single player. And yeah, I've basically got it working in multiplayer perfectly fine. There was no real issues. This construction probably only took, sort of 30 minutes really. If you from sort of start to finish, it wasn't that big a deal. It looks probably a little bit more complicated than it really is, but yeah, look, I'm gonna walk you through it. I haven't obviously set up the inputs correctly yet, but in a nutshell, this is the bridge when it's extended, and obviously when we hit this button again, all the blocks go back down into the retracted state. So I obviously haven't tidied any of this up, and I'll go and pave all this in and probably work out a way to have water or, I don't know, something running through there so it's a little bit less obvious, I guess. And I plan on having a pressure plate here so you can just walk onto it, the bridge will extend and you can walk across basically. It's not meant to, well, for our server, it's not really designed to stop people per se. It's, yeah, just for an aesthetics appeal more than anything. But yeah, I'm just, what I'll do is I'll walk you through it quickly. So just down here we've got the monostable circuit that Minecraft Addict had, well, I assume he came up with it. So the idea of this little setup here with the redstone torch, the repeater, and then this here is to basically send a quick pulse shorter than what the button by default would do along the redstone circuit. And this is just here to invert the signal because obviously we don't want all the pistons extended. Yeah, basically the rest of the redstone wiring is pretty simple. It's really just to extend pistons in the correct order. So one really important thing here that he has in his tutorials, and you should probably use them as a reference if you look at doing this or come unglued, and I'll put a link to them into the description, is that this here is on the third tick, like so, and yeah, that's rather important for the pulse to work. If you just put a repeater in there on the first tick or in its default state, it won't operate properly. So the third tick's the best. These two repeaters are just set to their default setting, just to power the bottom pistons, and everything's essentially a mirror image. This trench I've just dug down underneath here is just to send the same repeaters on the opposite side, the signal. So that's all that does. We'll walk around there. So yeah, repeater. We'll come back to this bit in a second, but yeah, see the mirror image, exact mirror image. So that this whole setup is more or less a mirror image of each side, and I'm sure there's probably better ways of wiring it than what I've done, but I'll let someone smarter than me come up with that. I'm just happy I got it working. Yeah, this, you can see here, I've used repeaters. I'm sure that, again, there's probably other ways of doing it, but yeah, repeaters because you need these blocks here to have power. So essentially we'll go back to the repeater. So monostable circuit sends a pulse to the repeater, comes along here. These need to be on the fourth tick, these two repeaters, to put a delay, and then the circuit just runs in under there straight to the well, the second set of pistons, I guess they are. The bottom pistons will be the first, and those will be the second set. The signal wraps around. Obviously we shoot it straight ahead to that block there, just like I said a second ago, but it also runs up over the top of these two blocks here, and we have a mirror image again of the repeater sending it straight in the power to power this block here, so that this double piston extender will have power once it's in its second phase, I guess, if you want to call it that. Yeah, the only probably slight difference on this side is because obviously this is not completely symmetrical, the circuit layout. I've had to put this extra dirt block right here just to make sure that the power didn't go up and over, and you know, and sort of interrupt all this stuff through here. So that's all that is about. But again, mirror image. It's all pretty straightforward. There's the exact mirror image of the first side. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to walk back up here and try and, you know, if you wanted to pause it about there, you'd be able to see a good section of the circuit with the delayed repeaters on the right hand side of my crosshair, and it shows you the up and over for the redstone directly above it and to the left of the crosshair as well. Yeah, this one important thing, one thing that a lot of people who do tutorials, although strictly speaking this isn't a tutorial, but a lot of things that people don't point out, which is really frustrating, and despite me absolutely loving what Minecraft Addict did, he didn't point this out very clearly in one of the tutorials I was going to do. Is this essentially the input is here? Obviously this is where I've got the button, so if you wanted to, you could move these repeaters here, sorry, the inverters, I should say, the inverter there, these two repeaters, the other inverter here, and this block, that could all essentially be removed. It could be put somewhere else, and that can control your whole input. Obviously with the button, I'm happy where everything more or less is as it is. I'm going to move, I can run redstone circuit from anywhere from both sides if I want, using the pressure plates, which I will probably do shortly, and have it coming down to this block or redstone right here. So I can't stress enough, again, if you do have trouble, please leave a comment. I'm happy to do a full tutorial where I actually demolish this essentially and rebuild it from scratch if enough people want to see it. But you know, you can see all the circuit here. There's nothing really tricky. It's just a little bit of thought goes into it as you're doing it. Yeah, at the end of the day, the most complex parts are probably just getting this monostable circuit correct. And again, please use, you know, I'll put the links for Minecraft's Addict tutorial regarding monostable circuits and this double piston vertical extender in the links to this video, so you can see where I got the whole ideas from. My setup is a little bit different to his. Because I needed to get this second piston to extend right there where I'm looking. Yeah, in his double vertical extender, he doesn't have another piston here, which made it a little bit easier to do. There was no real trick to it. I just had to move the circuitry around this second piston here so that we could build this entire bridge basically. So yeah, that's all there is, guys. So yeah, big shout out to Minecraft Addict. He is the one that came up with the concepts for this design. I've just sort of finished it off with a bit of, you know, obviously a bit of my own input is to do two across for a start, and obviously the second piston at the back. But yeah, he's definitely deserving of all the credit as far as the circuits and the pulses and making it so that the blocks actually stay up there in position. But hope you guys got a kick out of it. Yeah, if you do, like I said before, if you do want me to do a tutorial, please let me know and I'll deconstruct this and reconstruct it if I get enough people interested in it. But hopefully this video has clarified it enough. And yeah, until next time, guys, as always, have fun. See ya. Alright guys, I got this pretty much to a state that I'm happy with. So I've put the pressure plates down and they're doing their job pretty good. So yeah, simple as that, guys. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Yeah, for all I know, this could be relatively old information, but as far as I haven't been able to find another tutorial on YouTube for how to do this. So yeah, I hope you guys get a kick out of it. Please, you know, leave me a comment if you need any more explanation on anything. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. But I'm really happy with that. There's just one last little trick that I'll show you just before we go. If I dig down the right spot, that might help. And just when you're running the input into this section of the monostable circuit just here, just make sure if it's easiest if you just use a repeater on the 4th tick. It does need to be on the 4th tick, not just a repeater in its default state like that. It needs to be delayed so that it gets a little bit of an extra signal sent into this block. The signal length on a repeater in a 1 tick state is just too short to make this work properly. So 4 ticks, and yeah, other than that, the wiring just goes up to the pressure pads, well, directly underneath them, I should say. There's nothing tricky about that at all, so I don't think you guys will struggle running simple redstone from your pressure plates down to the circuit there. It's all pretty easy. But yeah, like I said, hope you guys got a kick out of it, and let me know what you think. Thanks guys, see ya.